What's going on, guys? Hey, listen, we got another collab for y'all. My name is SB, the Scent Bubble. I'm here with my man Kicks, and we are going to talk about a fragrance today. Um, a very popular one, actually, in the dupe inspiration alternative world. But before we dive into that, Kicks, why don't you let the people know who you are, man?
And here we go. You already know, man. It is your boy Kicks Griffey back in the building with my boy SB. Thank you for having me on. We are gonna have a great time digging to this fragrance and let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. So the fragrance in question is from Khadlaj Perfumes, and this is Khadlaj's Island. Kix has the full. He sent me a decant, and this is supposed to be an interpretation of Le Beau, correct?
Yeah, Le Beau Parfum.
Yep. So we're dealing with tropical coconut vibes here. I'm anticipating, and I'm gonna be honest. I think in 2025 every JPG has been cloned minus the flankers. So I think Le Male Le Parfum, Le Male Elixir, Ultramall, Le Male, and Le Beau have been, and Paradise Garden have been. Is it Paradise? Is Paradise Garden? Yeah, Paradise Garden is a JPG, right?
Yeah,
So yeah,
Paradise
so
Garden
I
is a
think
JPG.
the fourth quarter of 2024 into the top of 2025 now marks at least 4 or 5 super duper valid, and there's more obviously, but as far as like certified like 90 plus 9.5 plus percent uh identical super banger longevity. The problem with a lot of JPGs is either they smell amazing and underperform or overperform but don't smell the best. And so a lot of the interpretations of these fragrances maintain tons of performance. And so the fact that you can get all of these now with monstrous performance, I think is a great thing. Now, I'm going to precurse by telling y'all I'm not the biggest JPG fan. They have smooth blends. They mastered their territory for kind of the, I'm not going to say boy toy, the attractive young bachelor man out at the club. That's when Ultra Mall came out. That was the audience, I believe, was every man going out on a Friday and Saturday night at the club would have Ultra Mall on. So it's evolved and it's gone into its facets, similar to how Givenchy stays in kind of the classy and romantic category, and all of their fragrances are a slight pivot from that. JPG has always been a slight pivot from sweet fragrances that lean into tropical and romantic and fresh. And so Cod Lodge is a Le Beau interpretation. Is there any other stuff I'm missing as far as introing this fragrance, Kicks?
Nah, I mean, honestly, you hit it right on the nose. It is exactly what you said it is. Um, but there is a nice little twist to it. And I don't know if you want to get into that yet.
Not
But
yet.
yeah, yeah, I'm waiting on you. I'm not running before the horse. So go ahead. Yeah, I'm with you. It's right on point with what you're saying. Definitely.
All right. And they said before, while we're loading up the test strip, let's just go ahead and do it, right? And while we're letting that sucker dry down, I'm going to read Cod Lodge's Fragrantica insert for how they describe this fragrance. So they say, discover the essence of paradise with Khadlaj Island Extrait de Parfum. This captivating fragrance transports you to a tropical haven in lush, exotic notes in a refreshing blend. The sophisticated composition combines rich, vibrant scents that evoke serenity and allure of secluded island escape, creating a luxurious and unforgettable olfactory experience. And it was dropped in the tail end of 2024. Before we discuss note breakdown, but you could certainly mention notes if you see fit. Vibe, feel, what are you getting?
My God, this is truly a vacation. Tahiti waters. You see the Blue Lagoon.
It
What I
is.
get from
Yeah, I
this,
get that totally.
that's what I'm getting. I'm getting on the beach, sand, feet in the sand, a Bahama Mama in your hand, huge coconut, man, drinking, and you're getting the best sun rays. You're seeing the water splash, kids playing. It it reminds me of Maui,
Yes. Yes.
the coconut, you know?
This is Maui. This is a Mai Tai. This is Margaritaville. This is, anything with the fresh cut open coconut. This is any tropical drink with the umbrella and the fancy curvy glass,
Yeah,
um
yeah,
and Blue
exactly.
Lagoon. I mean, it's just all of that. When you hear the Hawaiian music and you see the people with the layas or whatever, and just the whole, in Arizona we go down to Mexico often, and when you go to like Puerto Penasco or anywhere in Mexico and you get your little staycation at a resort, you go on the beach, you're hearing the music, you're sipping drinks, and you might have a sliced open coconut or something. But my wife and I, we had our anniversary in Maui, and you pretty much nailed it on the head. Um, it's the drinks, it's the water, it's the vibe, it's the atmosphere. And this is a really good fragrance, guys. I'm just gonna cut straight to it. They did a really good job with this. It has a singularity and a linearness in terms of out in the air. Somebody will smell this and just think this smells really good. But to fragrance heads, I can truly make out a lot actually going on with this fragrance. But before I get into that, what did you want to mention as far as things you actually smell on the strip?
What I smell on the strip, a heavy, strong dose of that pineapple.
Heavy.
It's like the pineapple was just overdosed, right? But not to the point where it's sickly. This is a nice extra dose of pineapple that you wish you would have gotten with the OG, right? The coconut that is pronounced in this fragrance is like not sunscreen coconut, but more of a drink fleshy type of
Yeah, the white
the
part.
flesh of the coconut. Yeah, the white part of the coconut. I don't want to say what I was going to say for all these pause players, but the thing is, the thing is that this is a wonderful fragrance. It will capture attention, but it does give you that Bahama Mama vibes. This is truly, like I say on my shorts, bad decisions. This is Maui. This is a good time. This is regrets in the morning. It's a wonderful fragrance. I love it. I love it.
I want to say this caveat, and I think this is necessary because a lot of kids buy fragrances like this infinitely more than us adults. However, I will say that this is a more adulty version of that style. And here's why I think that. When you
Okay.
smell when you smell something like 9 p.m., right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The bubble gummy aspect when it's in the fragrance makes you feel like a teenager.
I was about to
That's
say childish, but
that's
not to be
that's
rude.
not really, yeah,
Immature.
that's not really
Yeah.
here though. Here I do get a fragrance that I feel is safely a little bit more mature because it's not overtly bubblegummy. I think it has the sophistication. Like I get iris. I get a bit of powdery iris. I'm going to describe this in a really weird way. The pineapple is like your dulled canned pineapple, but it's different because it feels like that pineapple made out with a yuzu lemon. Like
Ooh.
like it
That's
has, you
interesting.
know what I'm
That's
saying?
interesting.
Like it has,
Yeah.
cuz dulled pineapple feels candy and sugary. This doesn't feel sugary, it feels naturally sweet, right?
Okay.
It's a difference between like just cane sugar, candied Skittles and stuff like that. It's not like that. It's just really robust fleshy pineapple canned, but it has a lemony zing to it, almost like how Amberful is, or fragrances like lemon oud mint. Like it kind of has this extra character to it. And I really like that. It's personality. It's a personality piece. So then when you start rubbing iris next to that and rubbing coconut next to that, you really get all of the tropics, the best parts of it. You know, this is your feet are in the water. You've got your toes playing with the sand. You're not all the way in the water. Your feet are just in the water. You're standing there getting ready for your day. You're sipping a drink. The sun is out. Little sunscreen in the air. A lot of mixed drinks in the air. Ocean breeze. Women walking around, you know, creating a scene. Everything that puts you in the vibe of thank God I'm not at work right now. I am living my life in a bottle. And again, I do want to just emphasize what I appreciate as a 36-year-old man on this fragrance is unlike Ultramall and like 9 p.m.y type of fragrance, this is not bubblegummy tropical. This is a little bit more mature, and I don't think any man wearing this will feel, you might feel younger, maybe more a little bit younger version of yourself, but you're not going to feel like a teenager. A teenager will rock this and feel like a teenager. A 20-year-old will rock this and feel like a 20-year-old. This can make you go down maybe 5 years, but it's not like a complete age hop. And so
Yeah.
it's really nice.
Yeah, I believe that this is more of a hybrid type of fragrance. And what I mean by that, it captures a larger graph of the age demographics.
Yes.
It's sweet but not too sweet. It's bright but not too bright. I believe it straddles the fence when it comes to when you're trying to put it in an age where I believe an older man than myself can wear this. I believe
100%.
a younger man can wear this. I believe a man in his 20s can wear this, right? But when it comes down to this fragrance, I believe the difference is that the woods and the tonka bean, and like you said, the iris, the powderiness, kind of subdues some of that playfulness, right? It kind of is like,
Yes.
it's kind of, but no, it's not. It's like a hybrid. It's right in between. It's a sweet spot.
It's
That's what I
it's
can say.
it's
It's a sweet
aged
spot.
playfulness, it's
Hmm.
subdued playfulness, it's matured playfulness, it's contained playfulness. Um, it's really nice. You really do
That's
get
right.
the tonka bean, you totally get the sandalwood, you get amber. You on skin, it feels more coconutty and a little bit less of the mixed drink aspect of it, but I don't want you guys to believe that that's how it'll be on your skin. I think your skin will emphasize different things about this fragrance, but nonetheless, it is so smooth, and and it is a perfect blend of slight maturity, but I know how to have a great time, and I will have a good time, and you know,
It is a good time.
yeah, it's a good time in a bottle. I would say it's a Swiss Army knife for I've been working all year and I am ready to have a good time, whatever that looks like. Anything near water, anything cruise ship, anything vacation, even just if you want to feel like you're on vacation because you can't go, this will take you there. Um, let's go through, let's kind of consolidate. I think Khadlaj Island is a great interpretation. The twists are minor. It totally consolidates the whole JPG line in my mind, minus Lamal Elixir, uh, in terms of just being a fragrance that can really give you all of those vibes. For me, ageless. For me, you know, moderate to amazing performance. I think you could easily squeeze 8 hours out of this. Um, I think it's any season, any reason. This is more of a vibe piece and an occasion piece, not necessarily a season based piece to me. Um, I think it could go everywhere from casual to casual, upscale casual, and a lot of occasions within that space. Um, and sprays, I think you can go crazy, you can go soft. I would say 4 to 10, depending on if you're outdoors or not. If you're indoors, I think you got to chill, because if you're indoors radiating with all of these tropical notes, it's like, yo, you're in a building, you know what I'm saying? It's like you were out at the beach all day, and then you went and drove your car over to somewhere indoors or somewhere very regular, and they're like, wow, you smell like you've been out in the water all day having fun. But yeah, I think it's just really nice. And I even think things like casual date, like lunch date, if you just
Oh
want
yeah.
to, to change the mood, change the vibe, it's a really nice piece. Um, if you're a fan in the niche world of things like Virgin Island water, Bonnie, stuff like that, I think this is like a super affordable way to get there, but actually maintain performance. Virgin Island water sucks with performance. Bonnie is incredible performance, but it's certainly not as loud and not as colorful as that. Even people who wear Herba Pura, Herba Gold, um, even Initio Musk Therapy to an extent, um, uh, God of Fire, the mango-y type of fragrances. This is in that wheelhouse. And I think honestly, this could compete with everything I just named.
Mm. Okay.
Because
Okay.
you have the complexity, you have the character, it's subdued, so the blend feels more niche. And you have the longevity. So
Mm.
even it could compete even with something like Isola Blue and Isola Soul from Roja. There's a different elegance to each of them, you know.
Yeah.
But there, it's not far fetched. Like, same family, same concept, and you could argue a case for either. Um, that's where I'm at. Before I
Okay.
rate it though, do you want to add anything?
No, I'm gonna just say this. With this is when you smell it, it just puts you in a place that life is good,
Yeah.
right? Like it's good times. That's what you hear. That's what you smell, right? I believe, and I'm gonna just say this straight up, I believe this is better than the OG. And the reason why I say I believe this is better than the OG is because projection means a lot to people. Longevity means a lot to people. Uh, the pineapple and the way that they have this so punchy means something to people. The people have spoken, and I think Collage answered it, and they did it such at a price point where it's a Godfather's offer, an offer you can't refuse. This is on point. Now, before I will wait for you to give your number of rating, and I'm gonna tell you what mine is. Mine's is set in stone. I'm interested to know. You go right ahead. You tell me.
Because okay, so I'm at a toss up, and I'll tell you why. Listen to all the fragrances I named. Okay,
I heard it. I
Herba
heard it.
Pura, Herba Gold, Bonnie, Must Therapy, Virgin Island Water, God of Fire. I'm naming bangers. Okay,
Right. Right.
and that's the wheelhouse I'm in currently, because I'm in niche only right now for another month
Oh,
exclusively. So my heart wants me to say 8. My
okay.
mind, my political mind, and getting out of myself, which is very technical and very analytical and comparing all the time and all that. If we want to talk love at first sniff, utility, mass appeal, there's something to be said about a fragrance that can join age groups together. Like the fact that, a 20-year-old could run into a 50-year-old wearing this fragrance says something about quality, and the scent. So I would love to give this like a 9, with my mind. Um, There's no doubt in my mind that 30 and down is calling this a 10 out of 10 fragrance. No doubt. Because of the utility, because of the blend, because of the price point, it checks every single box. So that's where my mind's going, is 30 and down's calling it a 10. I'm calling it an 8. Many people can make a case for 9. But no doubt blind buy worthy.
Okay.
No
Okay.
doubt blind buy worthy.
Okay then. Okay then. One, I am in true agreement with you. My number was 8, Infinite. Um, Due to the price point and everything, the ones that you mentioned were all niche. They were all in the upwards of $100+, well over $100+, right? For this to be what, 33 you can get it for, 35, you might even find it for 30. To have it
Insane.
smell like this is crazy. I never want to tell anybody to blind buy anything. But with this fragrance, I say if you like a vacation vibe, if you like coconut, if you like that pineapple juice, freshness, just Maui, this is like Fantasy Island, bad decisions, you can buy this. This is blind buy worthy. If I was younger, like SB said, of course it would probably be at a 10, right? Like, oh my God, this is so amazing. But because of the stage and the journey I'm in, it has to be an 8. But it's such a good 8, though. A solid 8, an infinite 8. That's my verdict.
Yeah. It's almost like we're giving you our vote, but we know that it doesn't really count. Because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the other thing I wanted to mention about this fragrance real quick is many people are very sketchy about pineapple and coconut, right? Pineapple, when we talk Aventus, a lot of people have interacted with Aventus clones and even Aventuses, and they've discovered that there's certain ways pineapple is handled that they do not like, and therefore they're still to this day on a hunt for an Aventus style that they like. Some people like the
This is
quiet,
true.
and some people
This
like
is
the
true.
quiet and subdued pineapple. Some people like the loud
Nine.
pineapple. Some people don't even want to get a hint of lemon or they're out of the game. With coconut, it's a similar story. Some people don't like that coconut can be chalky. Some people don't like that coconut can feel ashy. Some people don't like a coconut overdose. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just a lot to those 2 notes alone that push people away from fragrances. Let me just tell you that the handling of pineapple and coconut with this fragrance is not only so smooth, but even though you can make them out, you can totally make out the appearance of the other notes, the iris, the cypress, the woods, the tonka, the amber, the sandalwood. Everything gets fair play in this fragrance. And so if you see coconut and pineapple with this fragrance and you've been intimidated to think that you'll get some of those negative experiences that you've had with pineapple and coconut, trust and believe this. I'm certifying it, and I'm very technical with those, and you guys have seen me break down Aventus like a mechanic. So even with coconut, especially at my age, I really appreciate what they did with this fragrance. The coconut and pineapple are not off-putting. They're not, and to me, there's nothing synthetic really about this fragrance. The fact that it's playful, it does not. There's a difference between playful and synthetic. When we say synthetics, there's synthetics and everything, but typically when we say synthetic out loud, talking about a fragrance, we're trying to tell you something smells not right about the fragrance. Not the case here. Very well done. Masterclass of blend. And I was telling Kix this last week. I'm realizing that a lot of notes that I've written off in my mind, I've written off because they weren't blended properly. They
The
were
balance.
too in front
The
of the
balance.
line or too quiet, and balance and ratio completely changed my mind. I just hadn't found my fragrance yet. So, if you've been struggling with those two notes, this is a great starting point because this literally is a Swiss Army knife in that category that I think is ageless.
What a wonderful fragrance. What is left to say but I think you guys need to put your nose on it. I believe that um this I think it has enough density to cut through the cold, well as being worn in warm weather. The hotter it gets, I say dial back on the sprays, right? The colder it is, you can dial up just a little, but this thing holds a lot of weight, the density. So my suggestion is put your nose on it, try it, and let us know what you think.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you to buy it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you to buy it because I know you might find it for $3 to $5 and then pay an extra 4 or 5 for shipping and be mad you did because you're like I could have just bought the bottle. Um, this is a fragrance I know that if you have 10 fragrance friends, one of them has it. So have them send you a decant to try it if need be. But man, as long as you know beforehand that you're getting into a tropical fragrance, super blind buy worthy. You could easily have this and feel like you don't really need to go in this category and diversify unless you're as addicted as we are to fragrance. So, with that being said, this is Khadlaj's Island interpretation of Beau. They did a masterclass job on it. One of the top releases of 2024 for sure, easily in the top 10, possibly in the top 5. And it's good to see a fragrance like this. They beat Jean Paul Gaultier interpretations in the head with an ugly stick. They're always being done. But I think this fragrance truly consolidates a lot of somewhat successful ideas and just made a masterpiece with this. And that's a lot coming from two older gentlemen who don't really rock tropicals a lot, but I definitely carry all of the fragrances I mentioned and go into that bag when I want to. So anyways, Kicks, any last minute words before we sign off?
no. Get your nose on it. Let your nose tell you the truth. Listen to us as far as reference and entertainment, but get your nose and sample.
Excellent. Y'all be blessed, man. Until next time. Peace.
Peace.